So I went over to the guy, I knocked on the door next door to where I live, and I say to the guy, I said, hey, I'm your new neighbor, you know, and I said, good to see you, you know, nice to run into you, you know, welcome to the neighborhood, you know. And so the guy, I said, what do you do for a living there, sir, you know, if you don't mind me asking? You know, what do you do for a living? I'm a nightclub comic, I tell the guy. So he says to me, he says, I work down at the University of Science there. He says, that's
a good school, by the way.
I can't remember the exact place.
Sure.
But he says, I'm a professor of logic.
Oh.
So he says, the guy says, logic. Now, what the hell is that? I never heard tell of that. He says, oh, well, he says it's a kind of a pattern of syllogistic. Well, he says it's hard to explain. He says, why don't I give you an example? So I said, fair enough. Why don't you do that? So the guy says, well, he says, let me ask you a question. He says, do you own a doghouse? So I go, yes, I do. He says, well, then that means you probably have a dog. I said, yes. He says, well, that means you have a family if you have a dog. I said, yes, I do. He said, well, then that means you got kids, you're married? I said, yes, I am. He says, well, then you're a heterosexual man. I said, yes, sir, I am. He says, well, you see, that's logic there. I asked if simply from finding out you had a doghouse, I made this series of inferences, and I found that you're a heterosexual man simply from the fact that you had a doghouse. Well, I said, good God, isn't that something?
Okay.
So I said, well, I won't waste any more of your time there, neighbor. And I said, I'll see you later.
See you around. Okay.
So I said, come by one day and have a chicken with me. So anyways, I left. So I left. So I go to get a bus, you know, to the bus stop. And I walk down to the bus stop, and I'm still thinking about this thing that happened to me, you know. And I'm standing at the bus, and no bus coming at all, you know, and 5 or 6 of us standing around, and one guy lights up a cigarette there, and he goes, as soon as you light up a cigarette, the bus comes. And he smokes the whole damn cigarette, no bus comes.
Right.
So I said to the guy, well, that theory really worked, huh?
Yeah.
And the guy goes, well, sometimes it works. Anyways, the guy goes, what's new with you? I go, well, I had an interesting thing happen to me today. I said, I met my neighbor. And he goes, oh, yeah? I go, he had a hell of an interesting job. I said, he's a professor of logic down at the University of
Science.
And so the guy says, is that so? He says, professor of logic. He goes, what the hell is that, logic? I said, well, it's a series of something or other.
Right.
I said, I can't remember exactly, but I said, I'll give you an example if you want to hear an example. So the guy goes, all right, fair enough. So I said, let me ask you this. I said, let me ask you a question. Do you own a doghouse? And the guy goes, no, I don't own a doghouse. So the guy says, oh, yeah, you're one of them gays.
And it worked, right? What great stuff you can learn at that
nice.
University of Science there.
Yeah. And then the guy, get this. Get this.
There's more.
This gay guy invites me to have a chicken at his place.
That's some kind of euphemism. Watch out. All right. Saturday Night Live. It's one coming up on October 19th. You guys.
I've been sick like 3 days. I was barfing and had diarrhea and everything.
Okay, well, we didn't need to know, that. You could have said I've been feeling a little fluish. Yeah, a little under the weather. But you're feeling okay right now?
Yeah. You know, I kind of a hypochondriac, so when I get sick, I want to find out if I'm going to die, you know, from it. And so I try to think, where did I get the sickness? You ever do that?
Yeah. You figure out, did I come in contact with some? You know, how did I get it?
Yeah. Did I get? Because I know, like Ross Abrash, this guy who works up on Saturday Night Live, he was sick last week. I thought maybe I got it from him. I remember I ate some shellfish a few days ago, and then yesterday. I got stabbed with a rusty syringe by this 80-pound homeless guy.
Probably Ross Abrash.
Yeah.
If I'm guessing right.
Yeah, it was Ross Abrash.
Yeah, right. It probably was him.
And then,
So,
you know Tanya Addy?
Who?
She works on your show. I just talked to her.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't talk to people on my show. I deal with everyone through lawyers and intermediaries.
Oh, my Lord.
I'm like Elvis in like 1976. I'm in a room with the shades drawn, eating a lot of peanut butter, shooting out TV sets.
Holy Lord.
Yeah. Yeah. Go to town, my friend. What about her?
Who?
You are feeling a little unwell,
I just
aren't
wanted
you?
to see if you remember her name.
Sure.
What?
Yeah.
I just told you.
Yeah, Tanya.
Yeah, Tanya, what's her last name?
Oh, come on, we got to get the show going. Now,
But she was telling me, this is interesting, she was telling me that, you know that movie, The Elephant Man?
yeah?
We were just talking about it backstage, and I always thought it was a stupid movie, and she said it's a really good movie, and I said the stupidest thing in it is because, you know that part where the guy says, I am a human, I am not an elephant, I am a human being.
I'm not a monster, I think, whatever. I'm a human, and I'm not an animal, I'm a human being, yeah.
Tanya just pointed that out to me, that it's, I am not an animal.
Right.
Because I always thought it was stupid, like the guy doesn't even hardly look like an elephant. So why would
You would be the worst movie critic in the world.